are you? I hope you're fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. Um, I wanted to talk to you about a few things before I get into the read. I have a couple announcements, if I can find them. Okay, let's see. I already said all that stuff. Okay. I guess that's good too. I can talk about that later. Oh yeah. I wanted to mention that my friends that I've been calling civil rights attorneys are actually not claiming to be attorneys at all. They are actually civil rights law experts. Okay? I just want to make that clear. I gotta straighten this out. There was a couple other things. Oh yeah. Okay, so I mentioned this in an earlier read, but I want to mention it again because God told me to. So there's a lot of underground caves and tunnels currently inhabited by a lot of slithering reptilians that need to be flushed out, and that's what's about to happen. God is saying that any of you that are anybody that's turned to God needs to find higher ground. Underground is not safe right now. That's just a little message from God for anybody who plans on, you know, joining the team or whatever. I don't have much hope for y'all, but there you go. Let's see what else. Oh yeah. So I don't know too much about these things, but I did want to mention them, and I'm going to do some shorts on them. There is a civil rights protest in Washington, D.C. on December 4th. I just don't know what it's for. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. So I'm going to figure that out. And then there's another one, but I just wanted to let you know because it is December 4th and it is civil rights. So it really doesn't matter what it's for, in my opinion. Might as well go if you can. And then there's another one in 2 weeks in Detroit, and I don't know the exact date of that, but I will get that to you. And I don't know what that's for either. But like I said, it's important. If my friends say it's important, it's important. And you can actually look on Hartwick Art and find all that if you need to. Okay, I think that's it for now. I have been thinking about what am I calling that? It's gonna take me a while to get my new language down. Okay, yeah. I've been thinking about the twin flame torches for years since it happened. And I immediately got impressions on what happened there. And I have literally spoken to so many people about this, and everybody says I'm crazy. But, you know, it's a new world. So I thought I might go ahead and speak what I know of the situation intuitively. And also I thought I could pull some cards and maybe get some more information, possibly. I know it was a long time ago, but it was actually a very, very, well, I know a lot of people died, but it was a very important event, besides that a lot of people died. Okay. It was actually a huge flippin' sacrifice. It was a red-tailed pitchfork, little PP crew that, orchestrated it for clout, money, power. They think they get power or whatever. They might have at one time. I don't even care. I really don't. But one thing I do know is Bushy Tail is the head of an organization of little PPs, a very large organization of little PPs. What else? I keep hearing Grand Poobah. I don't know why. I know that sounds weird, okay? But that's what I'm hearing. Grand Poobah. That's what he is. So obviously there are different sectors of these little PPs. They branch off just like everything all over the world. And Bushy Tail was and still is the leader of a very large little PP organization here in the United States. He is reptilian. He is not human. But really none of them are. I think we all knew that. But I just thought I would mention that. Yeah, he's hiding underground right now as we speak. I was also told to mention that for some reason. He might not be around much longer. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Okay, so that is actually what I just channeled that today. That's not what I was thinking about when it first happened. Although I did think he orchestrated it when it first happened. That I definitely knew. And I also knew, not that he orchestrated it, that he was the head of it. Okay, he's an idiot. He needs a lot of help. Okay. There's that. Yes. So it was actually a huge sacrifice. And of course there were financial gains to be had. Something to do with the stocks. They had some kind of like, you know, of course they padded the stocks in one way or another. I don't know anything about that stuff. But it had to do with stocks. And then, I don't know. Did the stock market crash then? I don't know. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. It's like they took all their money out, or they put all their money into a certain area of stock. Maybe that's what it was. They made a huge money transfer in stocks somewhere. The bushy tail little PPs did. And also, all that oil in the Middle East, was their plan was to steal it all. It was like part of the thing. It was a sacrifice. It was one of their stupid rituals, okay? But part of it also was about stealing oil. It was like a cover up so that people would be so mad about the twin flame torches that they would basically be happy that the bushy tails and the little PPs were stealing all this oil, or basically causing havoc in the Middle East. I don't know that the American public realized that they were stealing oil. It's so weird how programmed they are. I've noticed this throughout my life about the public. There can be something on the news 1 week, and 3 weeks later they can completely refute that whole thing and act like it never happened, and everyone acts like it never happened. I don't know what that's all about. It's like they can program them. They can just hit a switch and it's just like, okay, nope, that didn't happen. My mom used to do that. She'd be like, yeah, it was like she'd hit a switch that it would clear my brain, it would clear my memory of that moment or that time frame, like an hour or two, or even just moments. And then she would just be like, that didn't happen. But it was like I knew it happened. But I've noticed that when she would do that to other people, they just were like, yeah, that never happened. It's just the weirdest thing. But it happens across the board, this weird mob mentality where they can program everybody. And I don't know if that's because they're all reptiles. Probably not. It's probably not because they're all reptiles, but it has something to do with the darkness. Like unhealed people can be affected by this mind control. Because it doesn't affect me. It never has. Anyways, so their plan was to basically cause this big ruckus and make the American public so literally like devastated, destroyed, that they would want to retaliate and they would accept anything that the bushy tail and the little peepees did in the Middle East, concerning the Middle East, because obviously they framed them. Did I say that already? Like, they were framed. Yeah, I think I basically made that clear. So in all that oil that you saw burning, like on the news and stuff, you guys don't have any clue how much oil is over there. That was like nothing. That was a show. That was like a little sparkler show. It wasn't even real fireworks. Like, that was just a flippin', that might have even been propane burning off for all I know. Anyways, that was a ploy to steal oil. They stole a lot of oil is what they did. And then I'm not sure what happened within their government. Like, I'll have to maybe pull some stuff about how they're in cahoots. Because he's in cahoots with all them. They're all a part of the bushy tail little pee crew. All of those government militia, I don't know if I should say that. I'm going to think of a good word. Gunslinger groups. Rat-a-tat-tats, we'll call them. You know? So all those rat-a-tat-tat groups of the Middle East are all in cahoots with Bushy Tail and the little peepees. And I feel like I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm honestly I feel like I'm stating the obvious. All right, I think I'm going to pull a spread on this and see if I can't get any more information that I haven't already really thought about my whole life, it seems like now, since it happened. I remember the day that happened. I was in Willow Creek, California. And pretty much that was the only thing that came on the TV, because all we had was like local stations, so it was like news. You know how it is. So I remember that. I was listening to music and that was on the TV. I was listening to Tracy Chapman, New Beginnings. Oh, that's trippy. Because 911 is the number for a new spiritual beginning. Anyways, let me pull a few cards and see if I can't come up with something significant. More than anything, I really wanted to say how I felt about the whole thing, because it's fair to me. It's clear. But like I said, people are so programmed. Apparently, I've noticed it's not clear to a lot of people. So I thought maybe I should just lay it out there the way I see it to be very clear. I don't know everything. I'm not into politics at all. I don't even watch the news. I really never have. But I know what God's telling me and has been telling me since the beginning. Because honestly, that day really got under my skin. I was so mad. I could not believe he did that. That was unacceptable. He will pay so dearly for that. And I'm so sorry to anybody who lost anything around that tragic event. I'm so sorry. It was absolutely unnecessary. It was what you would call a mass genocide, in my opinion. I also wanted to say another thing about this whole changing the language thing again. We're going to change the language and just use words that are more descriptive and less tagged on, phone tracing, Facebook tracing, YouTube tracing, any of that stuff. We're going to use words that aren't traceable, but very descriptive, so we all can know perfectly well what we're talking about, and everyone else too. We're not hiding anything. We're just being more descriptive because the reptiles really hate emotion. They can't stand it. So they don't like you to be expressive at all, which is why they really come down on curse words. So, I can say funking, whatever. Or little peepees. I don't care if they'd rather be called little peepees. That's fine. We can do it that way. We'll just be real descriptive about it. Make sure it's very clear. We don't want anybody to misunderstand what we're talking about. For shizzle dizzle. All right, let me pull some cards. Oh yeah, I almost forgot why I said that. So I just wanted everyone to know that the reason I am doing that is not so that I can make like a few pennies off of YouTube. That's not why. The reason is because they don't let my comments or my stuff get into the feed. You know what I mean? They're blocking it in the feed because of whatever words I'm using. And I want as many people to hear my message as possible. So I have no problem not using their language anyway. Funk their language. I never liked it anyway. So there's that. right, God, tell me what we need to know about the twin flame torches, please. Inverted full. Imagine that. That tried to come out in verse. I'm gonna leave it that way. Inverted King of Pentacles. I don't. So this is. I don't know. It's obviously had something to do with money and a lot of money. Hey, Cassie. Good to see you. Okay. So then we have the Page of Swords. Over there. I'm just going to pull these cards, okay? I don't want to... I'm not trying to fish into emotion here. I just need the facts. We just need the facts, God, please. I just want to get this all out on the table. It's been long enough. I don't know. I know that one guy did a movie on it. I don't remember his name, but I never saw the movie anyway. By the way, I don't know what... You probably know what movie I'm talking about. Michael... something. Anyways, I never saw that movie, so I don't know what he talked about. But I'm assuming it was probably a lot of truth. Just because people were shocked. So it's probably true. Yeah. Okay. The sun will come out tomorrow. Sun at the bottom of the deck. So what God's trying to tell me is that this message is going to bring some exposure that hasn't maybe been brought to light, or at least hasn't been spoken of as of yet. So let's see if I can figure out. Hopefully I can figure out. This is a lot of pressure, kind of. I feel like it's so important. I don't know why. It just kind of seems more pressure than like a love reading. But I'm gonna work through it, because God told me to pull this reading earlier today, so I know it's important. So in the middle of the spread, we have the Fool inverted. Thanks, Cassie. Okay. They are running right now. They're in hiding. I don't know. It looks to me like they're running. The little peepees are running. And it's above ground. Maybe they got my memo. I was saying this. Everything's going to be flooded. All the caves and the tunnels, God's telling me he's flooding it all out. So there might be a lot of crazy looking creatures on the surface. No joke, because I don't know if they're going to all be able to shape shift. I don't know if they all have that ability. I know a lot of them do, obviously, but I also know that there's a certain portion of them that hang out under there, and I don't know if that's because they can't shapeshift, or if that's because they just prefer to hang out in their natural form underground. But I do know that to be true. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a lot of strange looking creatures on the surface here in a minute when everything gets flooded. And they might already be, because I'm sitting here spouting about how everything's getting flooded. So I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it. It doesn't matter. All right, let me look at this more. What does this have to do with the moon landing? Okay, I'm already getting confused. See, I told you, I don't know enough about this shit. I'm gonna really try, though. I'm gonna give you some information and just pray that, it makes any sense. There was some kind of bad deal that was observed, like money deal that was observed, like found out about the moon landing. This evidence was in the twin flame torches. Some video footage, fake video footage. Why would it be there? See, I'm already lost. I'm lost. There was some kind of a safe there, or like a vault. There's a vault there where they kept actually a lot of classified documents, is what I'm hearing. Wow, this is kind of deep. And something about the twin flame torches. I have to go let the dogs in. Something about the twin flame torches was a sacrifice done for this time period, for the end of world. It was supposed to... I'm gonna have to get back to that. I gotta go get this dog. It's barking like crazy. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, let me get back on track. I haven't been thinking about this for a minute. That's right. Something about the New World Order. And when I say New World Order, I'm talking about God's Warriors agenda. I don't know if you can say that, New World Order, but I'll find out. It doesn't matter anyway. But if I'm not able to, I'll just find a new way to say it. Anyways, New World Order, in my understanding, is what I'm manifesting. That's the New World Order. What me and my other God warriors, what my other God warriors and I are manifesting. And this was a plot. What does this have to do with Nixon? I'm so lost with this. This has gone so far back in history. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so deep. There's so many little things there's so many things that they did there. One of the reasons they picked the twin flame torches is because of the whole twin flame agenda, the reptilian agenda to keep twin flames apart. It was like their twin flame sacrifice. To the red tail pitchfork cartoon guy. They sacrificed I don't know how many people. Thousands of people. For a cartoon figure that holds no power whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it doesn't exist. It's a fantasy that you all have. You all worship a fantasy. Like you're all living in a Dungeons and Dragons game. Like, it's weird. It's really weird. I always thought that shit was weird. You're living in a fantasy world and you think that it means stuff. One thing I realized the other day was that a lot of the signs, or like the things that you place meaning on, are so stupid. Like, it's just it holds no meaning, it holds no power, it holds no value. Like, it's nothing. Exactly what the darkness is, the dark force is. It's nothing. It's you literally amount to nothing. Light is everything, dark is nothing. So all these little ploys that you did and stuff were, okay, God's really want me to talk to you now, were really just God watching to see how weird you guys were. He knew you were weird. I mean, he knew you were weird. And he knew you were stupid. He really did. He knew you were all idiots. But he wanted to see how stupid and how weird. Why? He wanted to justify your punishment. He was already very angry with your actions. And he didn't want, like myself, didn't want to feel bad when you were under thousands of years of torture. As a matter of fact, he wanted it to be enjoyable for us. And we've definitely made it to that point. We're all going to fully enjoy your torture. I can speak for all of us. I don't know. For some reason, I just feel it in my bones. Okay. Okay. I don't know a lot about the Nixon stuff, okay? But I do know they were hiding top secret documents. And that's what was going on at the Twin Flame Torches. They actually had a vault there. I feel like it was underground. Um, like really, it's like a fortified vault. But right before this happened, they moved a bunch of stuff from their other spots. Apparently, they were worried about investigations going on into falsification of the moon landing. There was more stuff about Watergate that they were still trying to hide. Mainly what they know about, thank you, mainly what they know about the Galactic Federation. Because they know, obviously, all about the Galactic Federation, is what I'm hearing. It's no secret to the reptiles. The only secrets withheld in this realm were from us, from God's warriors. Everyone else is a completely clueless human or a reptile. And I really don't know how many humans there are. Hopefully more than I think. But I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, it's time to just save yourself. It's not about, don't worry about anybody. Because right now God is saying if you are not in a position to save yourself, then you're not going with us. So, okay, I gotta quit saying it. Like, you're not staying here, is what God just said. Not with us. You're gonna be in a simulated torture chamber. And like, I just, oh my gosh, Spirit, thank you. One of the things that they've prepared for you, here, let me take a hit because this is gonna be fun. It's gonna take a minute. One of the things that they have prepared for you is a simulated twin flame torch scenario. So you're going to be like really lucky. You're going to get to like, it's probably going to be a great view. You know what I mean? You're going to get to see the whole city. And you're going to be like locked in a office space with a bunch of flames. And basically you're going to have the choice between burning to death or jumping to your death. The coolest part about the simulation, though, is really you are basically immortal for the remainder of the simulation. You don't have to worry about dying. You will feel the pain of hitting the cement and all that. But we are going to keep you alive for other torture that we have in store. And we have individualized torture for all of you based on your lives. We have everything recorded. God has everything recorded. He knows everything. I mean, we've been saying this, but I'm saying it again. And you're gonna get to watch all the horrors that you created in your lifetimes. Lifetimes. Yeah, we're not even dealing with just one. This goes all the way back to when you murdered Jesus, okay? And we're all so glad to be a part of your torture. It's so funny. It's so ironic. Because I used to not like to see people hurt. But it's like my new thing. And God's telling me that I'm going to, have a huge hand in deciding your fate. Yeah, mainly because you tortured me so much throughout my life. Anyways, I saw flashlights. Okay, I don't know who that was. Okay, I don't know who that was. But I don't know if they're gone either. I'm just gonna leave the light off for a minute. I just don't like having the light on because then I can't look out the window. shizzle. That was crazy. I just saw like 2 flashlight beams outside. Somebody doesn't want this reading to get out. Have you guys seen the moon tonight? It's so beautiful. I mean, it's so beautiful. I saw my spaceship too. They said hi. Oh, shizzle. That got my heart going a little bit. Alright, that's alright. Let me just turn this light on. Oh, shizzle. That was a big fucking commotion. They're still here. I just heard them outside too. Whatever. How long have the twin flame torches been up? When were they built? Because it looks to me like they've been planning this since the moon landing. This was already planned. That those buildings being destroyed was literally 7 of Cups just to hide. Hide all the documents that they were destroying. And like I said, it was literally a ritual formed to stop the New World Order. It was like a great sacrifice for the twin flames. For them to never be able to unite. They have no defense. I don't know. They've been discovered somehow. Probably the Galactic Federation God at this point. It's like looking like. But somebody knows. Somebody's been watching their foolish actions and sees that they have absolutely no defense for what they did. They're not going to be able to, just like pretty much everybody that is being held accountable at this time, they're not going to be able to defend themselves. There's nothing they can say that is going to work as a cover-up. There's no illusion they can paint at this point. The sun is here, exposure of the fact that it was literally just greed and money. The whole thing is all about money. I mean, what isn't? It always is, I guess. But it's 9-9. This is the end. This is the end. And God is saying that everyone is getting compensated for their loss of love on that day. And these guys are involved. The red robes. The red robes are in cahoots with the bushy tail little peepees. I mean, it figures. Well, I told you that. I don't know who's leading who. Who's leading who? I mean, I don't know. It looks like, honestly, the... What am I going to call him? Papa Smurf, okay? Papa Smurf Red Robe. Papa Smurf Red Robe is in charge, and his clan is in charge of the bushy tail little peepees. But Bushy Tail is in charge of all the peepees of in this section of the world. Is what I just heard. And I got this in a read before and a different time. It was what was it that they said? Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to reptilians, they are really stupid. They have like literally hardly any brains. I don't know how many of you know much about the brain, but the reptilian brain is our, what part of the brain is that? Your occipital lobe. It's basically a very small portion of your brain that only controls movement, rhythmic movement, rhythm, alternating patterns. I don't even know if they have basic instincts in there. They must. There must be some kind of basic instinct in the occipital lobe. It's honestly, it's been so long. I'm gonna have to do some research on this. But there is a scientific reasoning behind why the reptilians are so stupid. They literally don't have the brain capacity of a human being, let alone a starseed, or one of God's warriors. I don't even know it. I don't even, yeah, I don't know what to call that, all that yet. I'm still working on it. It's transitory, okay? They're God's warriors, but we're also starseeds. It's synonymous, okay? Pretty much, yeah. Starseed and God warrior is synonymous. You would have to be a starseed to be a one of God's warriors, because we have special superhuman DNA, and we will be transforming into our superhuman form, and you have to be a starseed to do that. Like, you can't do that when you're human. They just don't have the proper genetics. They can make it to heaven and all that, you know, and they could even evolve into a super star seed like us God warriors, you know, in millions of years, probably different lifetimes, a lifetime. Anyways, it's a long story, but what was I saying? Let me step back for a minute. I think I'm gonna get another deck out because I'm kind of hitting a wall. This reading is particularly a stretch for me because I don't know these people. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. So Papa Smurf Red Robe is basically in charge of. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Thank you, Spirit. It's getting hot in here. Okay. They're very fundamental, biologically, and they're really dumb. They had more connection to the ethers than us, but as far as like their physical abilities, really dumb. They're as dumb as lizards, okay? Like, one crawling on the ground, almost. It's about the same thing. That's what I just heard. Oh my gosh, God. God does not like the lizards. He does not like them. Yeah. He's not too impressed. So anyways, what I was trying to say was, these lizards are so dumb that they put their most powerful people in leadership positions. Rather than putting them in places where they could have affected us warriors more effectively. They were all vying for these top positions where they could be rich and famous. So, I don't know, they screwed themselves over, is kind of where this is going. They're top heavy. They have all their weakest forces in their ground troops, and all of their serious battle warriors they have sitting on thrones. It's hard for me to describe what I'm seeing. It makes them that much easier to take out, is what I just heard. Because the ones at the top are truly in the public positions are truly the leaders of the little peepees. They truly are the leaders. They're not just, like, I used to always think that presidents were propped up, and I used to always say that President Reagan was going to be a great president, and I always said that he was going to win the presidency because he had a great smile. And all you needed as a president is a great smile. Because the only thing a president is responsible for is dealing with mob mentality, controlling the public. And you can't control the public with half your teeth missing. You know what I mean? You just have to have a nice smile. So I was kind of under the assumption that that's all they did was smile. But what I'm finding out is that they are actually the leaders. And they're just that stupid that they would put themselves right there. At the top. Right in the public view. That's how dumb they are, God said. But that's the hierarchy, if you were ever wondering. Papa Smurf Red Robe is at the top of the hierarchy. For the world. And Bushy Tail is for this region. Okay, yeah, I was going to clarify. God says they hurt a lot of people. Oh, really? Okay, so Bushy Tail is also in the organ donating business. Yeah. Organ donating business. Some kind of information about they have some information that they're holding back, inverted Eight of Wands, to the Five of Pentacles, that they feel is going to be very damaging. Okay, you can't see the card. It says, oh shit, and then he's got a puzzle piece missing out of his eye. Okay. There are documents that didn't get destroyed in the fire. Was the vault underground? Was that not completely destroyed? It didn't get completely destroyed like they wanted it to. Stuff survived that. And they're trying to suppress it, but they don't. They've got stuff busting loose. I'm not sure what that's about. There's somebody coming forward with some information. It's a King of Cups. It's something that is clarified Knight of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Somebody's coming forward with some information, the missing puzzle piece. That somebody that has been working on this case. I guess there's somebody working on this. And what's really weird is it has something to do with somebody coming for a healer. Taking action towards a healer. Fire reaction. Clarify. The inverted fool. Somebody's calling somebody and telling them not to be foolish, that they're not going to be able to take out a healer. What else? Somebody that thinks that... I gotta sit back from this for a minute. Two inverted fools on this. To the inverted world. There's a murder plot on a healer. That's on the internet. Think that could be me? Might be. Very well could be. And somebody knows about this and that actually gives a shizzle and is reporting them. Anyways, I think that's it for the twin flame torches for now. I think I'm gonna back out of this. Maybe go smoke a cigarette. Find out who's lurking. Give them a piece of my mind. Or something, I don't know. I think they're gone now. But, yeah. Anything else, Con? No. That pretty much covered it. There's documents that they were trying to destroy that are still not destroyed, and they're freaking out about that. And they're making, I guess they're doing some kind of a murder plot to try to kill me. They don't like what I'm talking about these days. But that's all being seen. And yeah, you know, your usual boring, stupid reptilian drama. But I am very sorry for everyone's loss on that day. We all lost that day, honestly. And I hope that helps a little, maybe. All right, I love you guys. I will see you very soon.